Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincy.
It is a building that first hosted football way back in 1966 as EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Oakland, California. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Oakland Raiders. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go!
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm going to hit you all.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Flush to his right. He's got his man. This is Tate. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll drop to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now, 50 seconds left. 180. 180. We're good. We're good. 180. That's it.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Vigil. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. First carry for James Conner. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Vigil able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. And let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Open is Swaim, the tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 51 yards.
That was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now this is
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time.
That's going to be caught by Williams for a Raiders touchdown. Tyrell Williams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
2nd and 3. He completes it to Tate. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's got room. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down. Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Go now. 50, plant. He's checking it.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got his man, it's Eifert. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident and keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Watch QB go. Watch QB go. Cheetah. Nice.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. John Ross, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Bullet good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing now is Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got Swain here, his tight end outright. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. On the draw, Connor. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. They'll try and run forward with Connor. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season.
48 for Mike. Here we go. Hey, look it.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Open man is lost, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. On play action, they'll throw.
Brandon, I won't go overboard here, but it looks like he's off to another nice start after what he did last week when he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Obviously a great start to the season, doing it in week 1. He's one of those guys we maybe had pegged for a big year, showing out so far.
Now, you did say that to me in preseason. Looks like you're on target.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Bravo.
2nd and 1. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll set up the throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 14. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Eifert has it. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll give it to Mixon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. John Ross with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Carr now on first down, and incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down.
We got to step it up.
Shotgun now for Carr. He's got it over the middle to Jeff Swain. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Carr now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing on first down is Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So we have reached halftime with... All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are the Bengals set to take over. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Hey, let's go. Get set.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. Open man is Myers. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards, the pickup. 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And the catch good. It's Eifert.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hey, dude. Yep.
Back to throw. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 32-yard line. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Got his man, it's Eifert. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Back to throw here. He completes it to Tate. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So 2nd and inches after that 1st down complete. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the 2nd half scored against them.
They were down and down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Vigil able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he's going to go down again. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Carl Lawson 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your play? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. You take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win.
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Open man is Ross, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. That's complete into the hands of Myers.
Hey, let's go.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. He completes it to Boyd. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, and it'll bring up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this is caught, that they say, out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are back within a single score. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. To throw again on 2nd down. Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. On play action, it's Carr. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Nick Perry able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. On the draw, Connor. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Carr, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Blue draw forces. Check 15, check 15.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Raiders have got him.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. That's caught left side, Myers with it. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. They'll set up a throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. 2nd and 11. He gets this one to Boyd. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a one-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. This will be caught by Brown. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw, Carr. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. And the blitz does come. Got a man. It's Brown. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. James Conner, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Check. Hey, exit.
2nd and 3. And the catch good. It's Eifert. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
Come on, set, 50, play. Hey, lock it.
On first down, Mixon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Go! Chris on Travis, 90 Wolf. What's it? 5.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts As the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on first and goal. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
So Carr and the Raiders now down 28-21, 30 seconds to go. And they've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. First, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. They'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Carl Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love